playing Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, I hadn't watched anything about it yet.
Same. Oh yeah, we're going through.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
Can you turn your audio down? Because I hear myself through, or
Yeah,
like
I'm trying
play
to
your
figure out
TV
why.
audio through the headphones.
No, it's just because I'm playing through my computer through my thing
Oh, okay.
through a speaker.
Well, that's okay.
So,
No, it's cool now. I mean, I don't
yeah,
hear
no,
it at all now. All
no,
right,
I muted it.
bro. We're on it now. We're live.
Apparently we're on it. We'll see how
Well,
things turn out.
let's say it now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to AIM's preseason testing for our manufacturer series, starting here in what 2 to 3 weeks, something like that.
Yep, yeah, we
Uh,
got Father's Day in the U.S. first to take care of,
yep,
and apparently they don't like racing on their given day. So
bro. I mean, I'm a dad, and to be honest, if my wife was like, "Hey, you can race as much as you want on Father's Day," I'd be stoked. I'd be like,
yeah, but
Thanks a lot."
funny how your wife decided that you're not racing. Well,
Yeah,
you're gonna be racing a boat,
yeah,
but you know,
yeah. She's got a nice little plan for us to rent a boat on the lake, so I
I just
can't complain. But
that'd be nice. I'm just wondering where the unfather's days are, because I
I'm
would like to be
somebody's
celebrated.
daddy. Someone calls me daddy.
Someone called me daddy. I won't go into
Yeah.
details, but
All
anywho.
right. Yeah, right.
we
Well, let's.
listen, in lieu of like 24
Oh,
hour Le Mans is
Yuma
over.
changed his car. He's in the Lexus now. Which I'll be honest, I do quite like the Lexus. It was potentially a choice of mine for manufacturer series.
I
Um,
remember him asking about it.
yeah, I just don't like it. I think it's pretty good overall, but it's pretty low on the totem pole for overall cars.
Did Specs change his cars, or he just in a new livery? I can't. I think
Uh,
he's in the
no,
BRZ
he's in the BRZ.
now, right?
Uh,
Yep.
so which might not be the best
He
car for this track. I think the BRZ might have been a better car for the Trial Mountain test.
either
Uh,
way, yeah. Well,
well,
I
for
mean,
anyone
both
for
are
anyone
speed.
watching, we did just do a test, 15 laps at Trial Mountain, and we had a couple car changes here. I'm loving the Lightning McQueen livery that Specs has going on.
Well, we'll have to see if he can live up to the famous "I am speed"
Ciao.
quote.
Well, unfortunately, as much as I love driving the BRZ, fantastic handling car, just does not have the lungs on the straight, and I think he's gonna have some trouble on the oval section. I think Specs might need
Yeah.
to play this one a little smart for
Well,
for
Specs is having trouble in
using
all the sections
slipstream and
currently.
everything. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're
Saw
right.
Demon and Demon Tim in his 911. Um, Moose and Phoenix going side by side into T1. I think we're about to see hopefully some good battles just before the bus stop or just after the bus stop. But turn one is going to be a scary one for a lot of these drivers.
How many Shadow Realm entries do you think we might see going into T1?
Man, it's hard to say because you could be all on your own and still make quite a few mistakes into turn one. I mean, whether you're coming into here, who's coming into turn one right now? That's right on board with them. So as you're coming across uh, the timing line, you start to brake, and you just got to be really ginger on the brake and hope that the car doesn't turn around on you, where you start to lock up the rears a bit and start to fishtail your way into the corner. Do you take a wide line and come back in towards the pit lane wall to get a run moving to the outside for turn two? There's definitely a couple different lines that can be taken through T1, but I think it's all about managing how much braking force you're using going through that turn.
It's always been a turn for me it's been tricky. It's you want to break it as far out as possible, but it's just and then to make that turn, the left, it's a hard one.
Yes, it's definitely not a straightforward um, straightforward turn. I mean, and it's harder than you would ever think for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let's see if with some of these drivers here, I mean, Mooseman definitely has the pace to put it on pole or at least come close, but also have the race pace. I know personally that he's had his own struggles with T1 in another league that we were doing some racing in. That unfortunately kind of threw it away with a turn one mistake. But clearly, based on the last race at Trial Mountain, that Mr. Labo and his sister McLaren car also has some good pace. We'll have to see how he does here, and even with that Yuma as well, with his shiny new Lexus. Let's see if he's a bit more consistent with this car over the Huracan.
Yeah, what is
But
it about the Huracan that people just don't like?
Yeah, I think it has the potential to be fast, but it's very similar to the R8. It's a knife edge. It'll bite you back real quick.
Yeah,
So
quick.
even
It's
having a trail break in and be both with the using a little bit of throttle to keep the car settled through turns, especially the high speed stuff. Um, it's definitely takes a special kind of driver to get everything out of that car.
Yeah, for sure. I think something that might be a bit more balanced might be like the Porsche that Demons is driving. I feel like those 911's got plenty of power for the straights, but it's also relatively centered in handling.
Yes, for sure. I mean,
That's definitely a favorite of mine when I'm driving. But of course, I'm never driving as fast as these guys either. So I take that with a grain of salt.
don't sell yourself short, well.
Well, that's why I'm commentating here. So
Hey, that's
it's all
okay.
good.
But no, I would have to definitely agree. Demon picking up a 1 second penalty there. Um, yeah, the Porsche is definitely a great uh, all-around car, and might not always have it on the straights, but is can definitely make a big impression in the infield as Demon here goes 7/100ths of second purple.
Speaking of penalties, while you were explaining that, I don't know exactly what he did. He's in the pits now, but Specs had a 30-second penalty that he
30
was serving.
seconds?
30 seconds.
Like 3-0, 30 seconds?
3-0, and it was ticking down, and then he got put into the pits. I don't know what we're gonna have to ask him what he did to deserve that.
So I'll
But
be honest, I seen him on the lower section of the bank, and
yep,
he had a
yep.
2.5 second penalty. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. He's just out of the way and not getting in anyone's way. And it looked like he was going into the pits, but goddamn, 30 seconds. Well, that's insane.
That was a long time. Yeah,
How
that's
are
an
you
entire
feeling?
race.
How are you feeling about our resident Swede here in Gilly? How do you think he's going to perform?
Gilly was, I mean, he outside of his mistake last race, he tore up the field basically, and I think if he had a better qualifying, he would have been right up there with Moose and Labu towards the end. So as long as he has a better quality this time and he doesn't go bowling into turn one, I think he's got a real chance to take it from Moose or Labu rather.
Labu. Yeah,
But
I'd have to agree. Oh, as he
I'm
gets a
curious to
bit of
see
a
him.
slide there going on.
I'm curious to see how he and our Finn do, because they're both in Mercedes, and
Yeah.
and Randy did, other than track limits last race. I thought he had a very good race overall. He seemed to have a very solid pace.
Yeah, I'd definitely have to agree. I think a lot of these drivers, Randy, uh, Gilly, Moose, they all have. I mean, even Specs, all with real solid pace. I think if they're able to keep the mistakes and errors to a minimum, they all have a good shot to fight for pole and fight for the win.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Now, did you race with Crispy previously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Crispy in the Ford GT definitely has um, an opportunity to make an impression because I mean that we all know that the Supra is fast, but that Ford GT is definitely no slouch. So
No, that thing's got. I mean, again talk about the oval section. That thing's got legs for sure as well. So
yeah,
it'll be.
I,
How do you think? What do you think about the Supra compared to the GT? How
uh,
different are they? How similar are they?
well, I mean when you're going from a mid-engine to a front engine, there's always going to be uh, different characteristics just based on the drivetrain layout. But I mean, the Supra is definitely the quickest car in a straight line. But I also think that the main thing that Crispy needs to watch out for is coming into the bus stop, like turn 8, turn 9, after the first section of the oval, because um, like we were saying about the Huracan earlier, that just kind of that mid-engine layout kind of has an opportunity to bite back. And I think anyone who's done one of the Gran Turismo license tests that was here at Daytona in the Ford GT going through the bus stop, it's an opportunity to put your fist through a TV because there's some it could be a handful, so it's definitely going to be something to watch for. With the new physics update, it's definitely way more controllable. And to be honest, I feel
Yeah.
like the Ford GT has an opportunity to be a very fast car over a lap. But it can definitely bite back at you. So it'll be something to watch for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Crispy in a second race here
Uh,
where his race isn't compromised. Hopefully in the very beginning.
we're over here talking, and I definitely went 5 minutes too far on the practice. So my bad. But it's
Well,
all
let's
good.
start setting
We're
some alarms. You know.
yeah, we're gonna yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't have my watch on right now, but we'll have to do that in the future. But
Yeah.
all right, well let's get into qualifying here. We're only giving these guys 5 minutes to try to keep it short. And let's see how we do. So we have a handful of people on the mediums, presuming they're gonna be moving over to the softs to get those quality laps in. I couldn't expect them doing a banker on a medium, but
Well, you can be proved wrong here. I think Yuma's out in mediums and Crispy out in mediums apparently. Well, does it not update until they're out of the pit lane?
yeah, it's not gonna update until they pull
Okay,
out.
gotcha. Okay,
Uh,
never mind then.
but I mean, if they're starting to drive through the pit lane, you should be able to look at the tire on the bottom left. You have the
Yep.
uh,
Race
display
info up. Yeah.
all. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we have Gilly's gonna be the first one out of the pits here in the sunshine. The the time multiplier is on, so this race will go into the night. So I think it's definitely going to be important for these drivers to get in a good first lap, just in case the track temp does start to fall away from them.
Strangely, Yuma is on the mediums. Only driver currently on the
Okay.
mediums.
Well, let's see if you know something else we don't know. Specs with a
I
big
was
uh, big amount of
upset.
oversteer coming onto the oval section. But all right, so
Let's see here. Everyone's caught on track now. Tyrone's the last one. He'll be exiting pits here in a moment. What kind of times do you think we're expecting here today?
uh, to be honest, I'm not really sure. I can't really remember what is a quick time around here. I want to say it's like a 1:30 somewhere in there. But we'll have to see. But let's go ahead and ride on board with Gilly here, and we'll talk through a lap. So we have him doing about 170, 173 miles per hour, going on to the over the timing line, braking into turn one, taking a wide line, cutting it fairly close into the tires by the pit wall, running it out wide from into the S's turn two, coming up to turn three, the International Horseshoe, braking, taking his time, being patient through the horseshoe, riding out wide to the left, making all the use of the track limits there, and then belting down to a quick flat out turn 4, coming up to turn 5, hard on the brakes, down to second. Again, another patient turn, and back onto the power. Coming up to turn 6, getting ready to enter the oval here. Quick shift down to first, get the car rotated, second gear, and flat out all the way to the bus stop here. How are we looking with everybody else on the laps right now? Anything to report?
Nothing.
All right. So we have Gilly just coming up to the bus stop right now, 160 mile an hour, up to 6th gear, braking right after the 200 board. Wow, really almost halfway through. Down 4th, down 3rd. Nice run through the bus stop, good exit. And he's back on the power. So let's see what sort of time we're getting here. So I think my guess of a 130 is definitely wrong because he's over that right now. So it's for sure closer to a 2-minute lap. Don't mind me. I'm a terrible driver and a terrible commentator. And we're coming across the timing line now. Let's see what we got here. A 46.7. That is a good lap from Gilly. It felt like it was a nice, clean lap. Oh, Mr. Labo here with a penalty, having to serve.
Penalty.
Specs about a 9/10 off of Gilly here, going real wide into turn 1. So that's going to be a write-off of a lap. Moose sticks it on pole, 2.5 tenths faster than Gilly here. But I still think that's a good lap from Gilly. He's half a tenth up on his PB, but still got some time to make up to that McLaren in V1.
Yeah, it seems like he had a really good time through. I got to catch his lap on the near the bus stop. It looked like he had a pretty good time there. I wonder where Moose made the time.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I wish we could see the actual sector times, but
Yeah.
yeah, personally, I don't. The AMG and the McLaren are not really cars that I ever tend to drive, so I can't really speak to what might have the advantage over the other.
Well, Tyronis is the last person I think that's putting the lap together. He's coming around the final turn here.
Yuma with a big snap of oversteer coming onto the oval, so that's definitely going to compromise his lap for him. And Randy not too far behind. I don't know if he's going to be able to make up a couple tenths with slipstream. I'm not sure if he's close enough, but he's already almost a second and a half down on his fastest lap. So.
Yeah. Well, Tyrone's must have. I don't know if he had a penalty, he went off somewhere or what. That was not a fast lap for him.
Not a great lap from him.
Trying to go back again.
Gilly goes faster, goes P1, so he definitely made up that time.
Ooh.
I'm assuming through the bus stop is where he made up that time, because I think watching his first lap, that was maybe where the lap might have been the most compromised. But that is a good lap from Gilly there. Moose sticks it on pole, 1/10 faster, so he was able to find a bit more. Yuma, nice for P4. Let's watch Demon here as he's coming to finish his final lap of qualifying.
That's Yuma on mediums too.
Wow, good for him. So we have so far Moose on pole. Crispy coming through to finish his lap right now. Let's see if he can make up better than the 49.8 he has. 2 seconds faster. Good job, Crispy. That's a great lap there. So good qualifying from everyone. Let's see the results here. So we have Moose with his McLaren on a 146.3. Gilly right behind in his AMG with a 46.4, 1/10 off. Then Demon 9/10 off pole in his Porsche. Yuma making the switch to the Lexus. 1.3 off from pole. Specs trying out the BRZ. Not the quickest car on the straight, but is still just behind Yuma, 1.3. And then we have Crispy with a 47.8, Labu with a 48.3, and Randy with a 48.5. I'll be honest, I was expecting a better lap from Mr. Labu.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I don't know what happened to Tyrone's there.
Yeah. Let me just put in for the formation lap again.
I'm just getting a document ready so we can track all the tires
Okay, good.
that the drivers start with. It'll be.
Awesome.
I gotta be honest. I mean, obviously you want to be starting first and second here, but I almost feel like I'd rather be third or fourth. So if there's any carnage right up front, maybe you can dodge that a little bit.
Yes, for sure. I mean, this track is definitely a strategy game to, play to Daytona's true nature and stick close and play the slipstream and keep within a pack. Because if you get dropped by a pack and you're by yourself, you're really going to start to struggle. Unless there's a lot of battling happening, you're going to have some problems.
Oh
So.
yeah, yep.
All right, so let's go through everything here as we start with the formation lap. We have Moose starting on the softs, and we have Gilly also on the softs. Demon on the softs. Yuma. Oh, Crispy's making an accident at the start line.
No!
Oh, let's hope we can get it back together, catch up for the start of this race. He's pulling a Roman Grosjean here and having an accident on a safety car lap.
Well, you know what? It's just like Roman Grosjean. Let's hope he doesn't get too crispy. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
Oh, sorry.
Holy shit! Wow, I wasn't expecting that. All right.
So sometimes I
Yeah.
have a Spitfire.
Yeah, that
Just
Roman
like his house.
Grosjean's car. Yeah.
I'm
Anyway.
glad he's okay. It's alright.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in Indy now, and good for him.
Yeah.
So we have Yuma on the mediums in his Lexus. We have Specs on the softs. We have Mr. Labos on the mediums. Crispy with damage that he picked up. Damn, that's going to be a tough race for him again. On the mediums, and we have Randy at the back on the softs. So, all right. So what are we thinking here? How are we feeling about that? I mean, we have tire advantages for the top three with Yuma on the mediums.
Yep.
Where did Tyrannus go?
That's I'm wondering the same thing.
Crispy is saying his car is trashed. Was there an accident before the turn? Like, did Tyrannus hit him?
Is that why he's out? I can't see the chat replay, unfortunately.
Can you hop into the Discord and type to Tyrannus?
Yeah.
We'll have to go back to see what happened, but granted this is exhibition, but I mean that's why we're doing these practices. But that's definitely something we don't want to have happen during a proper race.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, Tyrannus was in the back. I forget where Crispy was. Was he right in front of him or what?
You better get in the spot. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, we're lining up 2 by 2 here, and we're about to go green on Moose's go. So let's see when he's going to decide to go. He's holding everyone back. And it is lights out and away we go on Moose's call here in Daytona.
Ooh, Specs had a great launch.
Up to turn 1, we have Demon hopping on the inside of Gilly and gets a little bit of a shove, but gets the move done. Specs trying to take advantage of that up into turn 3. We have a lot of cars close together. Oh, Crispy maybe taking a move. Specs. Oh, Specs is... Yuma's having a look. Oh, gets a big boat of oversteer from Yuma right in front of Crispy. And, man, Crispy is just not having any luck to nothing of his own doing, it seems like.
Oh, Crispy. Crispy is off the track.
He's spinning away. Oh.
Yeah.
Who else is off in the back?
I don't know if that's due to the damage or what.
Someone else is off in the back.
No, that's it, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it looked like someone went off. All right. Well, why don't you focus on any battles that are happening towards the back, and I'll stay towards the front.
Yeah. Tyrone said he backed out, trying to do too much at home. He fucked up formation and wrecked it and just called it.
Ah, damn. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, fair enough. I mean, at least he's owning up to it. Apologize. So, it's unfortunate for Crispy, but there's nothing we can really do about that now. So, oh,
Yep.
Demon looking for a move, pulls out into the bus stop. Through the bus stop we go. Everyone seems to get a good run. Gilly with a real nice run on Demon. He's about to potentially make a pass. Let's see if he can sit in this slip and make this pass, or is he going to try to work together with Demon and try to catch Moose up? No, he ends up pulling out. He's up at the top of the bank looking to make a move here. Specs not far behind. I think he's definitely in the slipstream right now, but Gilly into P2. Let's see if he can close up at all to Moose here. Are we just going to let Moose roll away? Oh, Demon with some damage, or with a hit onto the back of Gilly. Oh, that's a big accident to turn one.
I think Gilly just tapped Demon as he re-entered.
Yeah, I think Gilly was trying to be patient into turn one, and then Demon decided that he was going to just be a bit more aggressive on the brakes, but Demon is doing the kind thing to give the place back to Gilly, but now it's impeded on everyone behind him with staying on the racing line, so kind of unfortunately impeded on Yuma and everyone behind him, which has really given Specs and Moose release to just churn laps. But unfortunately, Specs out of the slipstream, unless he can get some good exits going, I don't think that BRZ is going to have the legs to stick with the McLaren.
Unfortunate, during the inside part of the track, Yuma's got this half-second penalty, and I think we actually had some contact between Randy coming up and hitting the rear of Yuma. So Randy ended up going wide, giving room for Labu to pass him and go side by side before they got into the oval portion of the track. So it'll be interesting to see how they go through the bus stop and see if they can keep close together for the remaining portion of the this lap before they go back into the hairpins.
Yeah, and Mr. Labu has unfortunately picked up some rear end damage, so I think that's going to be compromising his speed on this long oval section. He's touching 160 right now and going into the braking zone. Moose Man in the same car is over 170 miles an hour, so it's unfortunate, but we'll have to see where this race continues to take us, with Randy with a move on the outside on Mr. Labu. Can he hold it there?
This
side
is
side
by side.
Demon looking for something to take advantage of here.
Demon's gonna be looking
and
to pick up the
Randy
scraps.
making it work. Gets the inside through the horseshoe.
Demon, I think, got a little too hungry there, and I don't know if there was a little bit of contact. There's no damage on his side, but he ends up in the grass, and he's a good 5 seconds behind Yuma.
That's unfortunate. Demon put in in P3 for qualifying. Is now down in P7. Specs keeps getting loads of oversteer out of the coming onto the oval section. It's just not getting a good run to make up any difference to Moose in first place. But I'll tell you, he's still keeping that gap at 1.5 though.
That's what I was just about to say. He's holding that gap pretty steady.
Yeah.
I wonder if Moose's setup is a bit more for the top speed, and like you said, the BRZ. He's a great handling car. So if he can take advantage of that and just keep up with him at the very least, he might hold out for Moose to maybe make a mistake or pass it.
Yuma going for a move into the bus stop. Man, that's a risky one, but he backs out of it, and with Randy with a 0.5 second penalty. He's going to be able to get this pass done for P4 here. But I wonder if Mooseman had a penalty now, because Specs has got him at 0.6 seconds now.
Oh yeah.
Let's stay on board here with Specs for a minute and see how this turns out. If you want to hop back to the Mr. Labu. Randy.
I'm keeping track of them. Randy's a good half second off of Labu right now, and they're going into the twisty bits here. And actually, if they keep fighting, that's gonna be really good for Demon. He's made up 2 seconds already almost. So he's catching back up. Randy passes Labu. Labu's in the grass, side by side on the track. And that means Demon's passed Labu as well up into 6th place. He's going to try to catch Randy. Randy is only 1.4 seconds behind Yuma here, and they're still, they haven't opened up yet onto the oval. So
was there contact, or he just made a mistake?
No contact. It looks like. I think he just made a mistake. I think he just made. I didn't see any contact.
Okay. Well, if you have a spreadsheet going, mark Labu for lap 5, and we'll give ourselves some stewarding practice as well. We'll review that pass and make sure it was a clean one or not.
Yeah, Labu.
Also mark Gilly and Demon. I think lap 3.
And Gilly and who?
Demon.
Demon.
Yeah, lap 3, I think it was, turn 1.
Okay. Oh, yep, I got you.
Wow.
Alright,
man, what is happening? Moose is definitely picking up penalties. He just... Specs takes the lead.
In the BRZ. And he's
in the BRZ,
at the front.
Turn 1.
Amazing. Specs is, hey...
Ka-chow.
He is speed. Let's see if he can hold on to it.
Yeah, this is a tremendous performance for Specs, and we have our top 3 right now are all on the same tire strategy, but it seems like Moose definitely has the fuel advantage at this point.
Fuel and I think his tires are the healthiest of the 3 as well, but. All this fighting between Specs and Moose is making Gilly's day.
Well, Moose needs to just stop picking up penalties. I think he's getting penalties through the bus stop because I keep missing them, just a couple 0.5 second penalties is really not turning out well for him. And Gilly is now right on the back of Moose, going to be in the slipstream all the way through the first section of the oval.
We'll see if he can capitalize on that slipstream going into it.
Yeah.
I don't know
what do we have going on with Demon and Randy back there?
So Demon's he's about half second off of Randy going in, opening up into the oval section of the track. So if he's catching,
it looks like Demon's got a really good run.
Yep. So
he's gonna make a move before the bus stop happens. Ooh, looks like some blocking there.
He's trying,
puts him down on the.
Randy said no.
Gilly really getting a run out of the bus stop. About to make a pass for P2 here. He goes on the outside.
Oh, they're side by side.
Gilly into P2. I'm sorry for anyone who thinks otherwise, but yellow headlights on a race car, it's just a superior look.
It's phenomenal.
It's so good.
Best look.
Nice move, clean move by Gilly. Gets it done before the first turn, and now he's going to have to go hunt 1.6 seconds to Specs, and as we approach half distance here for race 2 of the day.
Demon took a swing on the inside of Randy before turn 1, and then he goes drifting into turn 2, but he manages to keep ahead. So this will be a fight for 5th at the moment between the two of them. Labu is in the pits at the moment. I assume he's going to fix that damage on his rear end. That's maybe part of the big reason that he's slowing down.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he fixes that damage and then gets onto the soft if he can. Oh, Gilly with a mistake. Oh, a big mistake. He loses it onto the oval and is thrown P2 away to Mooseman. So unfortunate. He had such an opportunity to hunt down Specs here. Moose has Specs down to 1.1 seconds. Let's see how he gets through the bus stop, if he can make up any more time coming on to the final section of the bowl, turn 12, coming across the timing line here.
It'll be interesting to see how he does for the rest of the race.
Gets a good run. So. Moose is taking down that time, 9/10 now, and dropping. Let's see if he gets into the slip of the... Oh, and Specs with a 1 second penalty. Oh, Moose is going to take the lead again. Specs serves his penalty. Moose into P1.
There
what is going on with these drivers? It's Mistake City over here.
Oh, talk about mistakes, Mr. Labu. Just I don't know what I just saw the tail end of it, out of the twisty section going into the oval.
Crispy into the grass.
Man, these two are, they're having their own races. They're fighting
Yeah.
their inner demons right now.
Mark Crispy for lap 7. Just make sure he wasn't punted.
Yep,
All right.
crispy.
Well, Specs back on the hunt for the Moose Man. 1 second to go with at the end of this lap the race at half distance. So we have both these guys on the softs. Moose's front tires look barely worn in at all.
He's doing a
It
great
seems like the
job.
softs are going to last quite a bit of time, and take them to a good way through this race.
Now, the drivers are required to make one tire change, though. Is that right?
That is correct.
So I wonder, Yuma. I think he's the only one that started. We had two people start on the mediums, but Labu's not really in this race at the moment. So, and same thing with Crispy. Yuma's the only person in the race at the moment, really, that's on the mediums. I wonder if he's just going to try to outlast and maybe swap the swaps at the last possible second.
Well, based on how long the mediums are or how long the softs are lasting, it might have been a better thought for Yuma to start on the mediums and then get off them almost immediately, lap 2 or 3, and then just run the softs to the end, and
That's
then
true.
just
Basically, just
do a
making a
massive
one-stop.
undercut on the rest of the field. But
Yeah,
we'll have to see, because as the sun has gone down and the temperature drops on the track, the softs are going to be the tire to be on. So Yuma might be in good shape to get onto those softs and then be on the quicker, fresher tire to the closing stages of this race.
talking about tires, take a look at Demon's right rear. He is
Wow, he
not
is
happy,
cooking.
and actually
Into the pits
looks
he
like he's
goes.
into the pits. Probably
As
exactly for that
as
reason.
Randy takes over P5. Did Demon have no damage either? I
No
think that just
damage.
might be a setup. Maybe he just took a whole lot of rear wing out of the car and just ends up cooking them a bit.
He
This race is definitely spread out a bit, but there's still a close battle here for P1, P2, and even P3 if Gilly can start making up some time here. But all three of these drivers, their tires, especially Moose, are really in good shape to the point that Specs again with oversteer onto the oval.
yeah, his car does not like that.
Yeah, I think he's just he's being a
Maybe a
little
bit.
impatient on the throttle and is just doing a little too much coming on there. That
Yeah.
section definitely is very uneven. There's a lot of undulation changes in the tarmac that just
hmm
might be hurting him a little bit.
Especially depends on how low he's riding too, I suppose. I know.
That's potential too.
He who keeps spitting some sparks is Yuma in the Lexus. He on these banked turns. He's the only one I see throwing sparks.
Oh yeah.
He must be,
Is
yeah.
is he jumping around at all, like lag wise? Because that does happen with lag.
Not that I've noticed so
No.
far. It,
Coming to that point, it does seem that the lag is pretty non-existent. There's a couple bouts of people might be moving around a little bit, but I mean, there's really very little to no lag.
no, it seems like it's doing run. I mean, to be fair, we do have one, two, three. We have a few more Americans here than maybe your other league, but
Yeah, but I mean, not even. There's 8 drivers on track, only 3 of
yeah,
them
that's
are
true.
Americans. So
I don't know. I just took note of Mr. Labu. He was at the final hairpin of the twisty section, and he was sideways again. So I just took note of that to see
yeah,
what happened there. I don't think he was within range of anyone, so he must have just had a bit of a mistake there. But
I doubt it. I mean, Demon is 30 seconds in front of him. Why is Demon pitting again? Didn't he just pit?
he didn't do gas earlier. He might have.
Ah,
Oh
that's
no!
poor from Demon. Unfortunate,
That is
unfortunate.
unfortunate. So Labu's gonna pass him at this point, maybe.
He might get him. I mean, I think the Daytona pit stop is a long one. Good
Yeah.
40, 50 seconds from entry to exit.
Now, do you think that's I know sometimes you might just accidentally hit in anticipation you might hit the button to stop refueling and then he just went maybe I don't know,
Yeah, but
but it's definitely an
he
oversight
didn't
or a
take on
mistake.
any fuel, you know.
Yeah,
Specs is closing the
Gilly's
gap a little bit to Mooseman, but Specs is definitely going to have to pit either this lap or if he can stretch it one more. But he needs fuel for sure. Gilly
Gilly as
too.
well, and Moose is doing great as far as
Specs into the
fuel savings
pits.
go.
Gilly into the pits. Yeah, Moose is doing a good job here. I mean, I'd say he's got at least 15 to 20 liters of fuel left. Where his two main rivals in this race, Specs and Gilly, are on fumes.
Yeah,
But
yeah. We just had Randy serve a little. I think it was a half-second penalty. Again, track limits, I assume. He's a big fan of those track limits. And
who's
passing
this?
them. Randy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter that much. He wasn't. Oh, that actually.
Moose is coming on to uh, lap Crispy over here, so Crispy should be seeing some blue flags to
Well,
let Moose by and give him the place.
any time that Randy was hoping to save and pass those people in the pits, he just went out in turn two. Was it a bunch of time now? Gilly was in the pits and he's now just 2 seconds behind Randy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
Yeah, that's for sure. Moose is close to setting a fastest lap here. He's point 8/100ths off of the pole time.
And that's held by Specs currently in
1/10 now.
this in
Oh,
the
I'm sorry. That's his
in the
personal
not
time.
fast BRZ. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Specs currently
but yeah,
one
Specs
46.
still
Oh,
on a 146. That's a quick time there. I mean, that's faster than his quali time.
yeah, and I mean again in that BRZ.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see Moose and Yuma here coming into the pits.
So seventh place is the last point spot. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So I mean, with the refueling error, Demon is going to be fighting with Mr. Labu here for seventh at the moment, or sixth, I guess.
yeah.
I mean, they'll be fighting here in a moment as long as Labu can keep it on. I've seen Labu go off a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a
Well,
seventh
it looks like
difference.
he's getting a good run right now.
Yeah, we get a little bumpy here on the
Maybe
track here.
maybe there's a setup change because as they're just powering through, very simply on the throttle, Demon's looking like he's opening up a bit of a gap, or at least that it's
Yep.
staying the same. It's not going down consistently like it was.
Be interested to see how they go through the bus stop here.
Ooh, Demon goes wide through the first apex of the bus stop. Definitely compromises him as Mr. Labu is now on the charge. 4/10, and it's coming down.
This could be what Labu needs. We just had, I think, Yuma and Randy in the pits. Randy's still fueling up, I bet. I think Moose was also in the pits there for a moment, is what I saw, I think. Yep, yeah, he's got brand new mediums on.
Mr. Labu pulls out for the pass as they go over the timing line into P6, side by side into turn one. Ooh, nice close racing between these two. Ooh, Demon gets a little bit of a shake of unsettledness on the brakes and loses the place to Mr. Labu. That's some good driving, and again, no lag for our resident Jersey boy, Demon, and Mr. Labu, our only Malaysian in the league.
I'm going to take a second here just to get these new tires that everybody's on. Make sure that we're all swapping.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to remove tire runs from this list. So we got Mooseman now on mediums, we got Gilly on mediums, we got Specs on mediums, we have Yuma on the softs now. Randy is on softs. So Randy again, I don't think they understand that they got to change tire compound.
Okay,
yeah.
well we'll have to address that for sure because he is the only one who is really saying that he was potentially going to have some sort of language barrier. So we'll just have to explicitly make that clear for him that
yeah, absolutely.
Basically, everybody needs to do a compound change except for the MX-5 Cup. That is the only series that does not require a compound change.
Okay. Man, so what happened with? Did Crispy just go off on the formation lap?
So it from what I'm assuming between what Crispy and Tyranus was saying was that it kind of seemed like Tyranus might have hit Crispy and
Okay,
forced
yeah,
him off. So we'll have to take a look at that. But
absolutely. Oh no, Demon goes off and Lalu passes him into turn
oh,
two.
well,
It's just a
that's our
shame for
real
Crispy.
first T1 victim. You know, almost coming towards the closing
Oh yeah,
stages of this race.
yeah.
We're all pretty spread out now, but
we got Gilly
Gilly
here.
seems to be reeling in Specs though. Oh, Specs with a huge penalty, 4.5 seconds.
Woo!
What happened there? Someone
I
looks
think
like
that
they're
was some.
stuck on track. Oh, Crispy, what happened there? He's got damage too. Maybe he had an accident coming out of the bus
Yeah,
stop.
he must have had damage coming out.
Oh, poor
He
Crispy,
was
man.
doing well. Man, kudos
Specs
to
about to have
Crispy.
a huge penalty. Oof.
Yeah, this is gonna be massive. But let's see how. Oh man, that's brutal. 50 miles an hour. Oh
Yeah.
god, that is brutal.
Dude, I thought Crispy ran out of fuel for a second. He was going so slow. But wow, man, Yuma's even about to hunt down Specs here. Yuma
Yeah,
might have made the
look at
good call here. He's could potentially get this podium place from Specs. He's on the better tire. He's potentially in the quicker car on the straights. 2 seconds, under
yeah,
2
that's a
seconds now
possibility.
coming into the horseshoe. Specs
Yuma
has really
might
got to
be.
keep it together here with 3 laps left to go.
I can't believe that massive penalty, man.
Where is he getting them from? How's he get a 37-second penalty and then gets a 5-second, 4.5-second penalty in the race?
Yeah, I think the race one was from the bus stop. I think.
I'm not
I
gonna
could be
lie,
wrong.
I love my boy Specs, but he's cocking this up, that's for sure. 9/10 to Yuma now. Come on, Yuma, do the Lexus
Oh,
proud.
Yuma.
Get a good run coming out here. Look like Specs might have had a little bit of wheel spin again. Yuma
Yep.
3, almost 4/10 up on his PB. Wow, you're not
Gilly's
lying
gotta
about
thank Specs
Yuma's
for that.
spark. He might be running really low downforce.
Yeah. I see some from Specs too.
He's coming though. Specs is weaving around trying to break that slipstream. 5/10 into the bus stop. Let's see if he can get a good run coming out, and he does get a good run. Let's ride on board with Yuma. See if we can get this pass done as there's traffic up ahead. Looks like a little bit of jumping around. Is he gonna pull out? He waits to make the move with a little bit of a lift.
Being patient. That's smart. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want to make a mistake here. This is his chance to
Crispy
grab
better
that
back
podium.
out. He's blue flags. Crispy, how are you just gonna stay on the line? Oh, as Crispy goes wide, Specs hits the wall.
Oh, Specs!
Specs hits the
Well,
tire
left
barrier. Oh man.
no! He's better put some spectacles on because he can't see those tires coming out of him.
Man,
Came out of nowhere.
it's his birthday tomorrow, and I'm sure he definitely wouldn't have wished for that.
No, I can't say he would have. Maybe we can hand him a congratulatory fourth place. Do they get trophies for fourth place?
Yeah, get a congrats and a crisp high five.
There you go. That's it's better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, Yuma taking over P3. What a run from him from coming. Where did he start? P5, P6.
Yeah, P5. 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth or fifth, I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, still a good run. I think he made the right strategy call, starting on the mediums, moving over to the softs with it as the sun set. I think the softs are the right tire to be on. But good call from him.
Call.
We got a big gap between Moose and Gilly up front. Poor Specs,
Moose has
man.
been killing it. Man, Specs.
He had an opportunity. He was fighting for the win, and just a good handful of mistakes.
Yeah, that 4.5 second penalty, man. I mean, that's wild. it's a, we're very spread out here now though. It
Ah,
looks
we
like,
didn't see Crispy moved over to the hards. I didn't even catch
yeah,
that.
I took note of that a little while ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he was hoping, I mean, at that point when your race is compromised like that, you just gotta hope that someone else screws up pretty big and you can just,
yeah,
hold that hope. But kudos to Crispy, for running a race that was clearly, I mean, both times really, out of
yeah.
his control.
Definitely some bad luck for him, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Wrong place, wrong time.
yeah, yep, exactly. And hopefully, he gets all that bad luck out now, pre-season.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Either
That's why
way,
we're here. Dust the
that's
cobwebs
exactly.
off, learn who you're driving with, and learn the car that you're going to be driving. I'm curious if Yuma's going to switch over to the Lexus. I think that might be a good car for him. Uh,
Yeah, looks
but
like I mean,
we'll have to wait and see
Yuma's
what he
had
says.
some. Yeah, he's had some very consistent times. If you look at
Yeah,
his lap times, I mean, 147.9, 148,
yeah,
147.4, 147. He's been doing fantastic, and then he has pit in his outlap, but 147 to 146.3 is his fastest so far.
yeah,
Really, I'm impressed with his drive here. Specs, man, I was rooting for the underdog in the BRZ.
yeah. Same. I was it was surprised to see him fighting so closely with Moose at the front of the field, but just couldn't string it all together. But I mean, I will say for preseason testing, it does look like Moose and Gilly are definitely comfortable in their McLaren and their Mercedes. But here comes Moose across the line to finish and clean it up. P1, 9 seconds up the road from our second pole winner, Gilly. P2, bringing home the Bilstein Merc. And then
And probably
P3 with an
probably
awesome drive from Yuma in the Lexus from our resident jokester, Yuma.
and
And
ka-chow as we go sideways.
fair play. Specs
There we
P4.
go.
And we have Mr. Labu and Randy bringing home. I'm sorry, Randy in P5, Mr. Labu P6. Crispy finishing P8, lap down. And then
And
we
you got
have
Demon in seventh.
Demon coming out of the bus stop to finish P7.
Man, it's a shame. I don't know what happened these last few laps with the Demon, but again, they were running pretty consistently. At least before they were running like 147s. They had a few pits. It looks like, or maybe penalties, and well, he had that double pit stop, unfortunately, and that.
Yeah, it seems a couple incidents and a botched pit stop, but I think Demon definitely has some pace to be fighting top midfield or towards the front, but
I think so. Yeah.
we'll I'm really excited to see what the season brings us because we had some good racing here, both race one and race two. But with that being said, our results we have Mooseman P1, Gilly P2, Yuma P3 going for the Lexus, Specs going for the BRZ with a handful of mistakes, unfortunately, bringing home P4, Randy P5, Mr. Labu P6 in the other McLaren, uh, Demon P7 in the lone Porsche, and Crispy in the 4GT a lap down P8. Well, guys,
Again,
it's been real fantastic.
been
Wally,
fun.
thank you for joining me. And
Hey man, thanks for having me. Glad
yeah,
we got everything running.
yeah, finally, thank God. But probably won't be on at least for a stream next week. I mean, maybe we'll have Moose or something host a race on Father's Day. But if we don't see you, happy Father's Day, happy un-Father's Day, as you said earlier.
Thank.
But
Hey, appreciate it. We gotta keep the streets safe out there.
yeah, all right, guys. Well, thanks for the time, and we'll definitely see you next time with the Ames League.
Ka-chow. Oh man.
Deuces.